So this is where we're at, and the trip is tomorrow. But I'd say I'm like 99% packed. I just have some stuff that I still have to use while I'm here, and I have a list of that going on, so I won't forget anything. So I just wanted to show you guys what I have in my personal item, because I'm not sure. But anyway, I thought I'd show you guys what I have on my carry-on, and just, I don't know, that just seems like the right thing to do and something I want to do. So first I have my bagu, which is going to be like my main bag while I'm there as well, but just kind of has like some loose items and things that I would really want to be at the top of my bag and kind of compartmentalize separately. So for example, like I have my headphones, and I have my passport, and I have my wallet. I'll throw my keys in here, you know, after I use them. I have my pen for customs, or, you know, like declaring stuff on the airplane. I don't want to be that person that needs to like borrow a pen. And then I also have my earbuds for my MacBook, because they're like the jack. Yeah. And then later, like, so some things that will get added is the mics, my keys, and then also my earbuds for my phone. But I'm gonna use those for the next day and a half, so I'm not gonna pack those away just yet. And then next, I have this hat, and this is obviously going to be used in Australia, but the reason why it's not in my check bag is, well, one, like, I'm just scared it'll get like bent, I don't know, and two, I think last time I was on my layover, it was nice to just sleep like this, you know, you get the vibe, because yeah. So like whenever I go to an airport, I always bring this hat with me just in case like I just want to sleep, but the ceiling lights are just so bright, you know, it's just how it is. And then next I have some toiletries. So, and they're separated into two different bags. So the first bag is this larger bag, and then this kind of just has like things that I'll want at the airport, but not necessarily need on the plane. So it has like toothbrush, toothpaste, face wash, tweezer, and then it has my face masks that I will be using on the plane. And then next I have this clear bag, which has more things that I'll want on the airplane at the airport. So it has like lotion, Tide pen, Kleenex, tampon, Dramamine, melatonin, Aquaphor, compact mirror, and hand sanitizer. And I will also be having these antibacterial wipes, I think, for when I need to potentially use the bathroom on the 15-hour flight. It would just make me feel better. I know that they, like, United gives you like the little pack like when you get on, but I just use that for my seat, so you know. I have my plain neck pillow, that's what it's called. And then in the front pocket I have some more tampons, aux for my headphones, just in case I want to watch something on that the plane provides. And then I'm not gonna show it, but I have an extra set of underwear because I'm not sure, you know, like, who knows, you know, if you ever are in that position of needing it and you just want it. In the laptop sleeve pocket, or like section, I have my Kindle, and I have the EPUB of the book I'm currently reading downloaded on here. I only really use my Kindle for two different situations. One, when I'm flying, because I don't want to be that person that has to turn on their like reading light on and annoy everyone around them. So I like to read like on an ebook reader. And then the second situation that I'll read on my Kindle is if the book that I want to read, the cover is just so ugly that I just don't think it deserves any shelf space, is when I'll have on my Kindle, because I don't have to really look at it, you know, and it's just not worth, yeah, like physical space if it's that ugly. And then I'm not gonna pull it up, I have my Seagate hard drive in there, and then I'm gonna be putting my MacBook in here and its charger when that's the radiator, so I'm gonna put my mic on. Okay, the radiator just kind of spluttered and then stopped, so I'll just continue. Yeah, so I'm gonna be putting my MacBook in here after I've used it because I still want to use it for the evening and maybe tomorrow morning. So that's why it's not packed yet. But don't worry, it's in my mental list of many other lists. And if you guys are wondering what this is and what's going on over here, is I'm dropping off Genyi, my cat, at my sister's place for the time that I'm gone. So I have a backpack, like the bubble backpack that he usually gets in when I take him outside, and it's just full of like materials. And then I have a bag of like food, and a little Milano to thank my sister for taking care of him. And then obviously I'm gonna carry him in his carry-on, in his carrier. But yeah, that's everything that I have on my personal as of now. And I'll probably show you guys. No, I'm not gonna show you guys what's in my check bag. There's just. I'm already getting tired talking like right now, but yeah. So what else do I have planned for today? I want to clean my room and the living space that we're sharing, so when Cynthia gets back it'll be, you know, in pristine condition. And then probably also take out the trash so that there's nothing like sitting for, I think probably like the next week. You know, you don't want that to like fester, I guess. And I have some electronics I need to charge, and then in the evening I'll be dropping off Genyip at his aunt's place, like I was saying. So yeah, just a bunch of stuff. This is like mental clutter for me too, and you want to like just have everything, you know, packed up and ready. Yeah. He always stares at me so intently. So intense. Or intensely. You don't like that. You don't like that. Can you guys hear him purring? Or like snorting? I think I'm gonna call the Uber at like 3:50? 3:45? Isn't that so funny? I'm actually calling a Lyft, and I mostly use Lyft if I'm gonna ever use like rideshare, but I always will call Uber. Like Uber is not the app or the company. To me, Uber is like the idea of ride sharing. I guess like that's a perk you get for being the first in the business. But yeah, I'll never be like, oh, let's Lyft there. I'll be like, oh, let's Uber there, and then I'll call Lyft, you know? It's a little silly. I love when his little arms are like not fully under, so they're just kind of crossed. It's so cute, so cute. He's so pretty. Sorry if animal talk annoys you. I really got lucky with the cat lottery, I think. Like, he's so easy. You can't even see him, but I just opened it and then slipped him in there. And then he's fine now. I would say I was like a little bit worried because the last time I'd used this carrier a bunch was when he had his kidney stone removed, and I was like going to the vet a lot. So I was worried that he would like, I don't know, smell it and associate it with the vet. But I don't think he remembers a thing. Hello. Hi. Is this Santa? Hi.
The litter box is in here?
No. It's a... Oh. Okay.
There he is.
Very good. Oh, wait, should I close this?
Yeah.
Where are you going? Okay. Oh, wow. He's so loud.
Oh,
Alright, cool.
I thought we were
Alright,
in flow state.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Sorry, you don't remember me. You're so much.
Just dropped off Ganip and just made sure he was like, you know, comfortable before I left and helped set up his litter and all that. So very thankful to have my sister here to watch him because the alternatives are kind of grim. I'm just trying to figure out how to get to EWR tomorrow, and obviously I've done it before, but in the past, so last time I went, I think I Ubered actually, but I will not do that again. It's just too expensive. So this time I'm trying to take Coach USA bus, which I have done before. Nice. Now let's just figure out what terminal I need to get to. Terminal C. Okay. So tomorrow I think I'm gonna leave my home around, so boarding is at 4:10 tomorrow. So I think I want to get to the airport by around 2 p.m. which means that I should leave my home around probably like, honestly, 12. I think it only takes 3 minutes to get there, but I like to leave like some buffer time just in case, you know, something happens. So yes, I think I will do that. I'm also anticipating for things to be less busy because it is Christmas tomorrow. I could be wrong, but that's just what I figure. I spent many Christmases like very unfestively in the past. I spent it alone. Even if it is like objectively maybe sad, there's no point in like ruminating on that. I think in the end it's just another day. It's just another day. Good morning. So it's currently Christmas Day. I just woke up. That's why I look a little puffy right now. But my plan was originally to leave at noon so I can catch the 12:45 bus to Newark. But then my boyfriend last night was like, no. And then he sent me money for an Uber, which is really nice, to be honest, because I think it is Christmas. And I'm having a little bit of trouble, I'm not gonna lie, and I've done this many years in the past too, where I think Christmas and Thanksgiving, if I spend it alone, I start to feel very strong feelings. Well, one, I start to feel kind of sad for myself, like, dang, like everyone's at home with their family, like in their homes, and I'm here like by myself, if I am by myself, you know, or like, yeah, and then like that whole day becomes like whatever I do that day, like, well, I guess a lot of shops are closed, but like if I run errands that day or if I do chores, or in this case I'm traveling, I'm like, oh, like this is the wrong day to do this, right? And I feel a little bit sorry for myself. But then I kind of snap back and I tell myself like I don't really care about holidays anyway. Like my family never cared much, yeah, but then I think then I start to feel bad about that. And I experienced this with birthdays as well. I think I convinced myself during high school and then definitely in college I didn't care about my birthday. So just to like ease expectations. But I kind of cared about my birthday. You know, I think everyone does. Or that's the thing, right? I couldn't tell if I actually cared a little bit or if it's like I feel like I should care about my birthday or the holidays and that's why I'm upset. And I would often suspect that it's the latter. So that's why I would just kind of suppress all that and be like, who cares? Just toughen up, you know? But I think more and more I'm kind of like, I think there is an appropriate amount of self-pity to be had. Or not to be had, but like that can be had, that is allowed. So anyway, point is, my boyfriend was like, no, you're not gonna be riding the bus and like doing all the transfers and stuff. So yeah. I was also wondering like when I should eat food. Because I don't want to break my fast so early, But then if I eat it after SFO, then it will be basically Eastern Standard Time, 11 p.m. when I land in SF. So that is kind of a long time to go without food. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Endangering her murder defense.
Did it ever occur to you that if she's cold enough to kill off opposition to her pipeline, she's cold enough to pull off line?
Into the world, you're not responsible for these murders, so you can keep control of your big love.
That is not what I said.
Well, that's how Cameron Dennis is gonna make it sound. Ava, you're on trial for your life.
This company is my life.
And that's exactly what it's gonna look like. A greedy oil exec clinging to her money fast.
I am quite full, which is a little unfortunate because it's making me feel kind of unwell for traveling, but I'm hoping that will just die down soon because I think the reason why I feel so full is just because that meal is so much water. Probably made too much soup, to be honest. So I think it's just like bloating from that. All right, let's do one last. I'm getting kind of antsy just waiting, so I might just call my Uber. It's nearly 1 o'clock right now, so I'll probably arrive like maybe at like 2. And I think that is a little bit on the early side though. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little terrified of having to carry this down the stairs. Last time I did this, my wrist, or my forearm rather, hurt for like, I don't know, maybe a week. I think this will be like 30 something pounds, maybe nearly 40 though for sure. Sometimes when I'm carrying something heavy like this, I'm just taking a break. But yeah, when sometimes I carry something heavy like this, I'm like, how freaking heavy would a human body be? Because this is like, I think this is, let's say this is 40 pounds. That's like a third of my body weight. And I just can't imagine, like, oh my God. I don't know, it amazes me sometimes. Thankfully it's not that cold, so I'm perfectly fine without my super puff. It wouldn't be international travel without checking if your passport exists every interval of the trip.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Can I see your ID or passport?
Yes. So I made it to my gate and I'm in the correct terminal, Terminal A, which was honestly like I don't know what came over me. I was just so certain that I was supposed to be at Terminal C, but I should have checked and I have no idea why I didn't. I feel like this is not like me. But as a result, once I landed, or once I got to Terminal A from the shuttle, I suddenly realized like, oh my God, I checked my bag at the wrong terminal, because once I arrived at C, I checked my bag there. So then I was like Googling it and stuff, and everyone kind of said that it should be fine. But then I also just wanted to make sure, so I called like the baggage help desk here at EWR, And I called twice to talk to 2 different agents, and they both said it looks like it's fine. I even asked the second agent, I was like, I'm sorry, I'm still like a little bit anxious about this. Like, is this like an issue or like a mistake that like people have? And like usually it turns out okay. And he was like kind of chuckling. He was like, yeah, I'm sorry, this is actually the first time I've ever heard of this. And I was like, oh my god, kill me. But hopefully he's just new at his job or something. I don't know.
In the interest of aviation security, do not leave your luggage unattended at any time.
Our flight was delayed by like 50 minutes, so we haven't boarded yet, even though it's nearly 5. And yeah, I'm really thankful that my layover is 3 hours, because otherwise I would be freaking out more.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are currently pre-boarding passengers with disabilities.
Alright, welcome aboard. Thank you.
So you just stayed in Montreal full time.
You asked me earlier, and I thought I would just sit within my mouth.
So my flight to Brisbane takes off in 40 minutes. Or no, sorry, not take off. That would be crazy. It starts boarding in 40 minutes, so I thought I would just freshen up before, just because it's long. The flight that I just got off of was honestly probably one of the best flights I've had in terms of comfortability. I don't know what it was, but I felt like I fell asleep for the first 3 hours or like right after takeoff, and it was just so easy and comfortable. And then yeah, I don't know. And then I watched Your Friends and Neighbors with John Hamm in it for the last like 3 hours, which was good. And the last time I was at this very gate, I was sat over there, and there was a group of 3 ladies who were sat here. And I remember we were the only ones at the gate for a while because my flight didn't have any delays or anything like that, and it was an over 3 hour layover. And they're the second party to come after me. And I remember looking at them and thinking like, oh, that's so nice, like 3 like old friends, like a trio, like still traveling together. They were American. And I thought that was so nice. And I remember seeing one of them was in a wheelchair, and she had, like, because she was sat and her pants were riding up, I could see her socks, and they were like these rainbow striped socks. Just that weird, distinct detail that I remember. Anyway, we get on the flight to Brisbane, or no, to Sydney, and around at the 10 or 11 hour mark, suddenly like there's a bunch of like flight attendants going up and down the aisle, and people like peering down, and there's clearly something wrong. And at some point I see a flight attendant like rush past me. She's like tears in her eyes, and then another one has like a first aid kit. And before we land, well, at this point it's very clear someone had a medical emergency, and before they announce anything, I look down the aisle and I see 2 pairs of legs like on the floor, like in the aisle, and it's the lady who had the rainbow striped socks. And then the pilot came on and announced that someone had passed away due to cardiac arrest, and that because of that, when we landed, we would have to wait for the medical team to come on first and take care of the body, and they had to move the body into the area between the bathrooms, and then I remember they used a blanket and some tape to cover it up, kind of mark off that hallway for her. It's just a very strange experience, very sad as well, especially because I feel like I saw her and thought something of her before she passed away, if that makes sense. Anyway, on that note, hope nothing goes wrong with this flight.
Okay, Miss King, thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you. Good luck. You too.
It was a little bit, not too much. A party. Your primary storage location. And we thank you for your business and for choosing us here. We welcome you to Brisbane. The local time is approximately 8 a.m. and it is Saturday, the 27th of December.
I've got different guys just standing there in the corner. It's a car park. What would you call it?
It's just a parking lot. Little car park. What else is parked?
You can park trolleys and other things.
Ugh. Why is the wheel on the wrong side? Yes! Wait. Wi-Fi didn't work.
Which 3 songs do you know?
This one, She Knows, and Middle Child.
What?
Get by that dog.
I'm probably just gonna end this vlog here, but thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along while I traveled solo throughout Christmas.